Oftentimes, we talk about emotional intelligence, but what people do not understand about emotional intelligence is that it also involves knowing your environment, that is, being aware of your environment and acting accordingly. There's this popular saying that when you are in Rome, you behave and act like Romans.
Give you better money. Now from which place?
Abeg o, if wey dey give me better money, na all dis big alhaji, all dis tough big alhaji na dem dey pay well. Igbo guys no dey pay well.
Hello guys, and welcome back again to Ifeji's TV. Thank you so much for being here. In today's video, we are going to talk about the brutal murder of Abuja Area Mama. You guys, Abuja Area Mama, for those of you that do not know her, is a popular Abuja-based cross-dresser. I actually got to know him recently in one of his interviews where he talked about how he stands on the road in Abuja and how he does runs and the kind of men that he meets and the number of men that he gets with every night. You know, he was talking about his lifestyle and how he lives his life. He was just saying the things, you know, some of those things that an average Nigerian do not want to listen to. Those are the kind of things that he was saying in that video.
Now, in a night, like how many people? Maybe if you get like people who come meet you now.
Short time they want. Like how many people you feel attend to for night, for one day, one night?
Okay, like me now, when I come up for night, go to house, I no dey like to go day break because that day break, a lot of too much stress there. Mostly if you come jam man, we come carry day break and you no pay you well. I started practicing gay lifestyle when I was 10 years to 11 years at Gwagwa. I don't do girls, I only do guys.
When I listened to that podcast the first day, I was like, who is this person that is this bold to say the things that these are the things that an average Nigerian would shout taboo, like abomination? These are the type of things that even if you carry gun come, no Nigerian go open mouth and accept that he or she does that. But this guy, this cross-dresser, accepts that he does things like that. He even added more. He was not ashamed to admit it. He was not ashamed to say them out. He was very proud and bold talking about it. So I was asking myself, like, who is this guy? I had to do some research on him, and then I found out that he has been popular for a while. Like, he's a popular person, though he's not as popular as the people like Bobrisky, but he's actually popular. People that know him know him. This particular podcast that I'm telling you guys about, it was just a few days ago, and now the guy is no more. And he's not just no more because maybe he died from natural causes. No, this guy is no more because someone in Nigeria, a human being, decided to unalive him. When I saw that interview a few days ago, I knew that he had it coming, but then I did not know that it's going to be to this extent. Like, I did not know it was going to go this way. Coming from Nigeria, being a Nigerian and having interacted with many Nigerians, you will understand the mindset of our people when it comes to this kind of lifestyles. Yes, there are people like Bobrisky and James Brown that do the same thing and they are still alive, of course. But it doesn't negate the fact that majority of Nigerians do not approve of this kind of lifestyle. Even though these kind of lifestyles are not tolerated in Nigeria, there are some places in Nigeria that they high intolerance, like the intolerance level is very high compared to other regions or other states. Let's take for instance places like Lagos. You know, Bobrisky is there. There are other cross-dressers in Lagos, but they're not going to be brutally unalive like this guy. I'm not saying that it's not going to, it does not happen in Lagos, but then the chances of it happening is less compared to places like Abuja or northern part of the country. So this guy knew exactly. See, I don't want people to start saying that you don't victim blame, because this is paining me, because this thing could be avoided. This is something that we need to start talking about it. Yes, in as much as we tell people that it is not okay to hurt another person for the life that they choose to live, it's not okay to hurt people for choosing a lifestyle or from sinning differently from you. It is not okay at all. We also need to talk about the fact that you, as a human being, you need to have emotional intelligence. That was why I talked about emotional intelligence at the beginning of this video. That emotional intelligence is very important because as a human being, sensible human being, you should know that, okay, this is the society that I found myself in. This is the society where I was born. This is the society where I live. There are some certain things that I cannot do publicly. I am not saying that restricting people from living their life is normal. It is not normal. It is not okay. And you would agree with me that Nigeria is not okay. Nigeria as a country is not okay. We are not where we are supposed to be. And that is why you as a human being, sensible human being, is supposed to be very cautious, supposed to be very careful with the kind of things or the kind of lifestyle that you live. Societies like Nigeria are very hostile when it comes to people that live this kind of lifestyle. That is why you have to be very cautious. Bobrisky, that is a cross-dresser doing Mommy of Lagos, Bobrisky is very smart. Like, you can never find Bobrisky without security. He always moves with security, heavy security. And you can never see Bobrisky stand on the road at the middle of the night without his security. You can never. Even at the middle of the night, you know, if you see Bobrisky for street, stand for street. Why? Because he knows that the kind of lifestyle that he lives is not something that is acceptable by majority of Nigerians. And there are people that are extremists. Those people will go any length just to hurt you for having a different opinion or from dressing in a certain manner. Though according to Nigerian constitution, cross-dressing is not a sin. It's not against the law. But then, to majority of Nigerians, it is not. That is why you have to be very careful. Because this is such a senseless death. This is something that could have been avoided if Abuja Area Mama was smarter. And the worst part about this is that even though the authorities have come out to say that, okay, we are investigating, we want to find out who unalived him. My dear, you and I know how things like this are in Nigeria. And most of those people in our government are also people of the olden days. Like, those people that believe that, okay, we are Africans, this is not our culture, we're not supposed to do this, you know. So those people now, how do you expect them to leave the other things that they're supposed to bother themselves with in the country and start fighting for somebody that is a cross-dresser? It's almost impossible. They have not even fought for ordinary Nigerians that obey African tradition. Who is going to find justice for a cross-dresser? I do not think that anybody in the government have time for that. But when you say things like this, it will look as if you are victim blaming the person. It's not victim blaming. It is telling people to be very careful, because in as much as we call out those people that carry out this evil, we also need to start telling people to be very careful. See, you need to protect yourself, because you've got to live first for you to fight for your rights. You've got to be alive first before you fight for your rights. And then Nigeria is not like America. If it's in a country like America or any of the European countries like the West, yes, you can live that kind of lifestyle, but then you still need to be careful. You still need to preserve your life. You still need to be cautious and know the environment where you live. This is paining me because it could have been avoided. Honestly, how you go dress like that and then go and stand in a road at night? What were you expecting? You stood there at night without bodyguard. And to those of you in Nigeria that you see people and the kind of lifestyle that they live, it's not as if this lifestyle is affecting you negatively in any way. These people, the lifestyle that they live, the cross-dressing thing, is something that they do. Does not hurt you in any way, does not prevent you from doing what you want to do. You think that those cross-dressers are the reason for the corruption in Nigeria, they are the reason for the inflation, they are the reason for the insecurity, they are the reason for the bad road, they are the reason for the suffering of the hunger in the land. You see these cross-dressers, and instead of you to overlook, you don't like them, fine. It's normal. We must not like everything, okay? But then when you don't like something, you do not go and hurt that person. Especially when the thing is not hurting you, the thing is not a danger to you at all. So why would you try to hurt another person? Why would you take a life that you cannot create? Why this kind of things could they happen in this 2024 in Nigeria, Abuja of all places? We are supposed to do better than this. We are supposed to do better than this. If you don't agree with their choice of clothing, fine. You have a government. Instead of you to direct your anger towards your government, you are taking it out on citizens. You are taking it out on people that are also struggling, people that are trying to survive like you. This Abuja Area Mama is not from a privileged home. If you check well in Nigeria, most of these people that are doing cross-dressing and other stuff, most of them are not from privileged homes. They do it to survive, especially the ones that are use it for content. There are people, a lot of people that do content creation with it, and they do it to survive. I cannot even post the video because this video was so gruesome and horrific. I cannot even post it at all. I pray that his soul rest in peace. Now that he is no more, I hope that all the inflation in the country have been solved. I hope that all your problems, all the problems of Nigeria have been solved. May his soul rest in peace. Tell me what you think about this tragedy in the comment section. Let's have a conversation.